Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
A deadly shooting. Right now, police are investigating a killing on East Umstead Street in Durham. We'll take you out to the scene where investigators have been working for nearly 8 hours.
And stabbed with a machete. Raleigh police say someone attacked a woman. We'll tell you what we know about that attack so far.
And two things you need to know heading out the door. Temperatures are in the 20s this morning, so you want to grab a coat. And then Wednesday is a WRAL weather alert day. We'll walk you through the chance of severe storms.
And the 97th Academy Awards. We will bring you the big wins, heart-touching remembrances, and viral celebrity moments from the Oscars ceremony. And talk about an amazing way to open the ceremony with Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande singing this Wizard of Oz medley, and they ended with Defying Gravity. And oh, Cynthia, hit those notes. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. With the sun coming up, great to have you. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, no shocker there that she hit the high notes. There were some shockers, though, at the Oscars, and we'll get to that for you this morning, certainly. Elizabeth Gardner over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. It is cold to start here this mixed bag of March.
Let's take a look. It's pretty out there. Just a little bit of daylight starting to show up along the horizon here as we look over downtown Raleigh. It's 29 degrees, but the wind is calm, so we don't have a wind chill to deal with. It's cold everywhere. Look at these temperatures. 24 in Rocky Mount and Wilson, 21 South Hill. We just dropped to 19 in Roxborough, and it's 20 in Southern Pines, 27 in Fayetteville. So bundle up out there. That front that came through Saturday night has really delivered some cold air. Anywhere from around 5 to almost 15 degrees colder than it was yesterday. And it's a chilly afternoon with high temperatures in the mid-50s. We look ahead to Wednesday. Wednesday is already a WRAL weather alert day. We'll likely have strong to severe thunderstorms between 9 and 3, damaging winds, and a tornado threat would be the biggest threats. And again, we'll walk you through the timeline on Futurecast. Coming up, Ken.
6:01, Elizabeth. All new into the WO Traffic Center. We got Zebulon Police working this crash on Gannon Avenue, westbound lane. You can see the huge delays it's causing there on Gannon Avenue. And of course, South Arundel Avenue is a major roadway in that Zebulon area. I'll keep an eye on it and let you know how much is going to continue to affect your morning commute. But other than that, all the other major routes are delay-free at this hour. Let's see with this live look at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. Traffic is beginning to pick up just a little bit, but delay-free in both directions. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in, 101.5 HD3.
With breaking news, we're following a man is dead and another is injured after a shooting in Durham that happened just before 10 last night on East Umstead Street. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us from that scene, now still waiting for a break in this case as they are still on that scene there. Laura, good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. We're talking about more than 8 hours here, and investigators are still at the scene of the shooting investigation. I've been going through broadcastified radio traffic, and it's painting a clearer picture of what exactly happened here and how the victims were located in this case. Taking a look here at the scene, you can see still a very strong presence with this road blocked off here. We're at the corner of Enterprise and East Umstead Street. That's where most of the attention has been focused here within the past couple of hours, with investigators walking around this property here, searching this home, and they were on the porch with their flashlights taking photos as well. We know DPD says that it all started around 10 o'clock last night. That's when they first responded to the shooting. When they arrived, they found one man with a gunshot wound and another man with some injuries. Broadcastified radio traffic describes what happened when that second victim was located. Take a listen.
Yeah, PD requested a second medic on your scene. I don't know what we're needed for or where.
Yeah, if you come down Umstead towards the end, we just got a male. I believe he's been pistol whipped.
Yes, so those two victims were rushed to the hospital by EMS. That's where the gunshot wound victim later died from his injuries. Now, just to give you perspective of where we're at, this is right off of Fayetteville Street near Whitted School. That's a DPS school for kindergarten or pre-K. We're still working to learn more about what led up to the shooting. Anyone with any information is asked to call Durham Police. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Durham.
A woman was taken to the hospital after she was stabbed by a man with a machete in Raleigh. This attack happened on North Market Drive last night. And you're looking at video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Police say a man was arrested in connection with the stabbing. We'll continue to bring you the latest on this as we learn more.
Two brothers accused of murdering a Wake County deputy are due in court today. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from the Wake County Courthouse. And Kelsey, Alder and Arturo Marin Sotelo face charges in the killing of Deputy Ned Byrd during a traffic stop.
Yes, Jeff, they do. And those two brothers have appearances scheduled for here in the Wake County Courthouse later today. This after Alder Marin Sotelo just got back to the U.S. He escaped from a Virginia jail in 2023. He managed to flee all the way to his home country, Mexico, where he was in jail for 2 years. Now he faces first-degree murder charges once again in the death of Wake County Deputy Ned Byrd. His brother Arturo is also facing murder charges and is scheduled to be in court today. Another brother is still in custody after he was charged with accessory to murder. Their sister was convicted of helping with the jail escape. She already served her time. Court records show these brothers are not being tried together. This is just a coincidence that both of their appearances are scheduled for the same day. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on both of these cases. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Covering Durham, today city leaders will get their first look at the crime report for the fourth quarter of 2024. Durham police will present numbers tracking increase and decrease in crimes. In the third quarter, violent crime was down in Durham. Murders were down 17%. We'll bring you the details of the fourth quarter crime report when it's released. Today's meeting starts at 7 p.m.
A wildfire in western North Carolina has grown now to more than 500 acres. Firefighters say the Polk County wildfire is 30% contained. Voluntary evacuations are underway in Polk County. Fire and rescue officials say that fire was started by a downed power line.
It made the sky such an odd color. I was going for a walk and it turned this odd yellow color, yellow and red.
I mean, it's bad enough from Helene, but now we've got this, and the forest, it's going to be really bad.
Several fire departments are helping to put that fire out, including the North Carolina Forest Service. Work is underway to protect threatened structures in the area, and there's a shelter for evacuees at the Polk County Senior Center.
Jeff, I'm keeping my eye on the feeds here in the WRAL Live Center. Good morning, folks. I'm Chris Lovingood here. I want to show you this video. This is from a scene in Israel where one person was killed and 4 others were injured in a stabbing attack. This happened in the city of Haifa, which is roughly 2 hours northwest of Jerusalem. The stabbing happened at a bus terminal, and the attacker was also killed, according to investigators in Israel. The location where the stabbing happened is reportedly secured now, and the 4 people who were injured were taken to the hospital. But as for the motive behind this stabbing and what connections this person may have to Israel, that's unclear, but we'll be watching for updates here on the WRAL Live Center.
The 97th annual Oscar ceremony featured some expected wins, some emotional speeches, and a huge night for one independent film. Israeli and Palestinian filmmakers won Best Documentary Film for No Other Land. Adrian Brody won his second Oscar for Best Actor in The Brutalist. And Honora was the big winner of the night, taking home 5 Oscars, including Best Actress for Mikey Madison. Coming up in 10 minutes, Michelle McConaughey will have a closer look at the fairy tale evening for that film and its stars.
This week, civilians working for the Pentagon will have to justify their jobs. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says an email will be sent to those employees today. The workers will have 2 days to respond. This comes as the Department of Government Efficiency looks to cut back the federal workforce. The Pentagon wants to cut about 10% of its civilian staffers, some of whom may have been working for the agency for less than a year.
Costs on daily goods could go up soon. President Donald Trump plans to impose tariffs on Mexico, China, and Canada tonight. The president says the tariffs are partly a negotiation tactic to stem the flow of fentanyl into the U.S. and increase border security. But investors are worried about inflation. A 10% hike on Chinese imports is on the table on top of last month's increase. Economists say the proposed tariffs could increase prices for goods like shoes, electronics, groceries, and cars. Another concern is that Mexico, China, and Canada could impose retaliatory measures.
Tomorrow, join NBC News for special coverage of President Trump's joint address to Congress. Coverage begins at 9 p.m. right here on WRAL.
The ACC Women's Basketball Tournament starts this Wednesday in Greensboro, and the bracket is set. NC State clinched the #1 seed and a share of the ACC regular season title. Duke is a 3 seed. UNC is a 5 seed. UNC will be the first to play. The team will hit the court Thursday at 11 a.m. And then on Friday, NC State will play at 1:30 p.m. Duke will play at 5, and the championship game will be Sunday at 1 o'clock.
And congratulations to the Fayetteville State women's basketball team. The Broncos have won the CIAA conference tournament their second straight time, beating Virginia State 64-56. Junior Nia Wilkins was named the tournament MVP. It is now the 6th time FSU has won the championship, the 3rd time since 2020.
Protesting federal firings. Former government workers are gathering in opposition to cuts. How the downsizing affects national parks.
At safety in New Orleans, security officials are preparing for Mardi Gras, the extra steps being taken after the Bourbon Street terror attack on New Year's Day.
If you're sending the kids out the door to the bus stop, it's cold out there. Temperatures are mostly in the 20s to right around 30, so coats necessary, and it's still chilly even after school with temperatures in the mid-50s. I'll show you why temperatures will warm up considerably for tomorrow, and that Wednesday is a WRAL weather alert day. More on both of those coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, we'll take a live look at Zebulon this morning. Skies are clear. It looks like there's frost out here on the grass. Temperatures are cold. We're in the 20s for most of the area this morning, so just, bundle up as you're heading out the door. We do have the top of the tower lit in blue for clear skies, but that sun is really brightening things up pretty quickly here. 29 in Durham, 26 Holly Springs, 21 in Roxborough, 27 in Garner, 28 in Cary, 27 Goldsboro. So widespread mid to upper 20s heading out the door. So yeah, that coat will feel good, especially for kids that have to stand at the bus stop for long. It's a chilly afternoon too. High temperatures are in the mid-50s, which is below normal, but we'll see plenty of sunshine. Nice big warm up the next couple of days, but a weather alert day for Wednesday. I'll talk about why coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now, a serious crash rather, keeping Zebulon police rather busy at this hour. It's on Gannon Avenue, those eastbound lanes. You can see the red showing up there and how much of a delay it's causing. If you're getting ready to head out, Gannon is part of your commute heading east. You might want to get off on Wakefield Street over to Horton Street and get over to Arundel Avenue. That'll get you to 64. But other than that, I'll keep an eye on it and let you know how much it's going to continue to affect your morning commute if this is familiar to you. But all the other major routes are delay-free at this hour, Jeff. And of course, I have another update in about 5 minutes.
All right, Ken, thanks for that. People are pushing back after thousands of federal workers have been laid off in recent weeks. In San Francisco, people gathered near the Golden Gate Bridge this weekend to oppose recent cuts to the National Park Service. Last month, the Trump administration fired some probationary Park Service employees as part of a broader effort to downsize government. Those workers were new hires, and they were still within a probation period.
As a former National Park employee, I have a lot of friends who are going through really hard times right now.
Last Wednesday, the Trump administration directed federal agencies to prepare for mass layoffs. A day later, a federal judge ruled the memo was legally invalid, temporarily blocking the mass firing of probationary employees.
Hollywood's biggest night saw a very small budget film come away with top honors at Sunday's Academy Awards. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey is here now with a recap and reaction from the stars. Michelle.
Yeah, Renee, it was a fun night. The courageous comedy dominated Sunday's Academy Awards Best Picture among its 5 wins. The film also brought individual honors to Sean Baker for directing, editing, and original screenplay. We're talking about Anora. Baker beat out the directors for Emilia Perez, The Brutalist, and The Substance. And he said during his final acceptance speech of the night, the film was made on the blood, sweat, and tears of incredible indie artists. Long live independent film. Mikey Madison won Best Actress for that film. And while the film star scored an upset in that category, Best Actor went to Adrian Brody of The Brutalist. After the show, he talked about the importance of the film, where he played a Holocaust survivor.
We all know that it's an important time to recognize that there's no place for intolerance, hatred, and oppression have no place in this world, and that we must learn from the past.
It is the second time Brody has won Best Actor. He won in 2003 for his role in The Pianist, where he also played a Holocaust survivor. And coming up in the next half hour, I'll have more on Morgan Freeman's tribute to Gene Hackman. But such a great win for Brody. He said that this was so similar to his mother's own personal journey. She escaped Hungary.
Certainly some reoccurrent themes there with his Oscar wins. You know, he was only 29 when he won his first Oscar. Yeah. He is still the youngest actor ever to win an Academy Award for Best Actor. And then now he's in his 50s and he wins again. Michelle, thank you. With Mardi Gras on the way, New Orleans is ramping up security to an unprecedented level after that deadly terror attack on New Year's Day. Security officials say this celebration is harder to protect than the Super Bowl that was held in New Orleans in February. And that's because rather than defending just one venue, security must work to protect people along the miles of parade route. Bourbon Street is heavily barricaded and patrolled in hopes of making this year's celebration safe for everybody.
Spring break travel season is starting to ramp up, and tourists, a lot of them have their eyes set on the beaches of Florida. Officials at Tampa International Airport say they expect about 90,000 people to pass through each day from now until April 6th. Miami city leaders say tourists should expect to have fun, but should also expect to follow the rules. Similar to last season, visitors to Miami Beach should expect bag searches at beaches, curfews and early beach closures, parking restrictions, as well as DUI checkpoints. 6:18 is the time right now, and yeah, we're into March, so starting to talk about spring break there. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, because we have such a mixed bag in March. Might be good to get out.
It's going to be a little bit of winter and a little bit of spring this week. Let's take a look at what you'll see as you're heading out the door right now. It's beautiful. A little bit of sunshine trying to light up the sky in Fayetteville and Raleigh, Chapel Hill, courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant, and of course, here's Apex. We do have a high brush fire warning again for it today. There were a number of brush fires that popped up across the state over the weekend, and that threat continues today as well. We just haven't seen a ton of rainfall lately. Our humidity will be very low. Not a lot of wind today, but anything that starts to blow any of those fires could spread very, very quickly. Our next best chance of rain comes Wednesday, but it is also a WRAL weather alert day. Severe weather is possible late in the morning through the middle of the afternoon. Plenty of wind shear, but will we see enough instability to create storms that would reach severe criteria? That's still a bit of a question. Wind would be the main threat, wind damage. And then the tornado threat isn't zero, but it's also not very high. Here's a look at that storm system headed our way. We're going to pause it here Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. That range just to our west. So this is going to be more of a morning to early afternoon event. A lot of these severe weather events are, late afternoon into the evening. And when they are able to take advantage of all the additional energy that we have in the atmosphere from an all-day sun. So this may not have as much energy to work with because it's going to move through during the morning. It's colder behind it with a little bit of snow in the mountains. We take a look at Futurecast, zoom in a little more closely, pause it there at 6 a.m. By 7 or 8, we may see some of this rain moving through. That's kind of on the early side in terms of the models. You can see around 9 o'clock, rain through the triangle area, and then about lunchtime, rain in some of our eastern counties, and then it moving on out. We do have a level 2 risk for severe weather. So again, wind damage and maybe some isolated tornadoes possible. And that's going to be for the entire viewing area. Early morning up until 9 a.m., expect a few showers and becoming breezy, a line of strong thunderstorms with the potential for wind damage up through lunchtime. After lunchtime, gusty winds will continue, may still be gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour. It will be warm on Wednesday, but after that, our temperatures are a little bit cooler. And then this is the weekend that we go back to daylight saving time, Ken. So we lose a little bit of sleep, but then we see more daylight at the end of the day.
I like that.
I love that.
Thanks. Hey, we've been keeping an eye on this crash in Zebulon. It's been keeping Zebulon police rather busy for the last half hour, 45 minutes or so, but we're not seeing any delays in that area on West Gannon Avenue. This is always State Road 97 as well. So we've been monitoring it, and now it looks like things have cleared up. It's probably off to the side of the road, likely. But elsewhere, all the other major routes in and around the Triangle and surrounding communities delay-free. Here's a live look at I-40 and Wade Avenue. Traffic has definitely picked up, but moving nicely in all directions. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thanks. 22 years later, Halle Berry stole her kiss back at the Oscars. The callback to a 2003 surprise kiss from last night's Best Actor Award winner.
Also, Mick Jagger surprised. The Rolling Stones frontman takes the stage at the Academy Awards. We'll bring you all the big celebrity moments from last night's Oscars ahead in What's Trending.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
A kiss 22 years in the making and a surprise celebrity appearance.
Yeah, Ken Smith here now to break down the moments that everybody's talking about from the Oscars in What's Trending.
Yeah, let's get to that memorable kiss, right? I remember it well. Halle Berry stealing a kiss from Adrian Brody on the red carpet. She says it was payback for their Oscars kiss back in 2003 after she announced Brody won Best Actor for The Pianist. Now, there was never any bad blood between the two. Berry said she understood the excitement of the moment. She won Lead Actress the year before.
The friendly affection is clear. And to Halle's credit, she did talk to Brody's longtime girlfriend there, said, look, I got to do this, and then went in for the swoop. And then later when they interviewed Brody's girlfriend, Georgina Chapman, she said, look, how can you deny a man a kiss with Halle Berry? So she was all good with it. It was fine.
Good for her checking.
But what a moment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She was respectful.
She's a keeper. Well, how about this? Mick Jagger making a rare public appearance last night, giving out the award for Best Original Song. Now, while presenting, he made some jokes about fellow musician Bob Dylan. He said Dylan was the first choice to present the award, but turned it down because a complete unknown, a biopic about Dylan, was not nominated.
Oh, how about that? So Best Original Song did go to El Mal from Amelia Perez. But Jagger also said that they wanted somebody younger than Dylan. So Dylan's 83, Jagger's 81. I think he was
want that young blood in there.
I think Dylan was a no-show at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction where he went in. I don't think
he rarely does any of these shows anyway.
Ken, thank you.
Today, the Wake County Animal Center will resume pet adoptions for the first time in weeks. Dogs, cats, and small animals have been quarantined since the shelter closed February 7th. It was all because of a bacterial outbreak that killed 3 dogs. All available dogs have completed treatment and are cleared for adoption. Stray animal intake and owner surrenders will resume at a later date, but that has not yet been announced.
Grab the coats, heading out the door. Yes, it is March, but look at this. Our temperatures are widespread in the 20s this morning. I'll show you when temperatures warm up and we might see some severe storms.
Wildfires in the Carolinas. Fire officials are working to put out hundreds of acres of flames. How crews in Harnett County were able to contain one of those fires.
And a death in Durham. One man was killed, another injured in a shooting. We'll check in on that scene on Umstead Street, where police have been investigating for more than 8 hours now.